Nope.
They complained last week because something hell bad.
What's going on? What's going on, family? Special day, man. Another episode of Toe to Toe Sports. Got my man Steve on the building. We're gonna get to it, man, because we got some special guests today. We are about 30 days away from kickoff from football. So, we wanted to start this series. We did it last year, but this year we got two guests from Florida State, two experts. You know what I'm saying? Steve, go ahead and introduce your guys.
Yeah, man. What's going on, guys? Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Thank you guys for another day of being here. Y'all know we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you check out the YouTube page, like, follow, and share. We on all platforms, man. Apple Music, Spotify. But yeah, man, we're talking about Florida State today, man. FSU, Seminoles, Tribe. I even got my boy TJ, former FSU player. He played from 2020 to 2023. Is that right, TJ?
Oh, yeah.
Defensive line?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then we got FSU diehard, man. This man been rocking FSU, man, since I met this man. He was back with me with my Mark Rick days when I was going through it with Georgia. So I've been seeing this man since he was winning championships and stealing crab legs. So, you know what I mean? My boy Daryl down here too, man. What's going on, Daryl? What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
FSU. So yeah, we're gonna come in, man. We're gonna talk about FSU, man, and see what they season talking about. Talk about last year too, man, because them boys got a chance to beat their chest.
Before we start, I just gotta say, so y'all know I talk my trash on the show, and Steve be telling me all the time, "Hey man, my boy don't like what you saying about Florida State. He don't like what you saying. You need to put respect on them boys." So we got them on today. So we're gonna see if I leave today with a little bit more respect for FSU and Mike Norvell. We're going to see. I got more respect than Mario, so y'all already got a foot ahead. But yeah, man. So yeah, tell us, start with TJ, man. So tell us your backstory, you know what I'm saying, as far as your recruitment. I believe you're a part of Mike Norvell's first class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so walk us through that whole process of joining them and, what sold you?
So like throughout my senior year, I was getting like some small D1 schools, and like Coach Taggart got fired like in December, and they brought in Coach Norvell, and it was getting close to signing day, and I was like, I only had like Georgia Tech and Arizona as like my big schools, and so I went to Georgia Tech. And I committed because that was like my first Power 5 school. So then the next week, Coach JP had hit me up and came to my house. And we had a good conversation, and they got me up on a visit, and it was just a whole lot better situation. Like you can name more people from Florida State in the NFL than you can do Georgia Tech.
You definitely can.
So the platform, I just felt like it was bigger. They helped me get where I want to go, and I was like, "This is the best opportunity for me," so I had to take that opportunity.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So when you look back at your recruiting and ever be like, Florida State was that school, but who was number two? I know you said Georgia Tech. Were you really going to go to Georgia Tech for that was where you were set to go, or were you looking at the?
Well, it was just my biggest school. So like, when you go to bigger schools, you got a bigger audience.
Mm-hmm.
more like live football games and things like that. So you get to like showcase your talent. So I like Georgia Tech. You know, it's a big school. You know, they got a good like their education there is very well, stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, I could have went to a little smaller school and just made a name for myself there. But I just want to take on the challenge of going somewhere big. So that's how that went.
I actually, I looked at that. I looked at the schools we had, and I was like, I think TJ probably went to Florida State because if you go there and make a name for yourself in Florida State, you're a legend. You're known forever. People around the world gonna know you. You get to play and go beat up on Florida. You know what I mean? That's a big game. So you know what I mean. I understand the concept.
I don't know if we got
going to Georgia Tech. Just being real, you're gonna get your head beat in a little bit on certain games. So I can understand that wanting to go to Florida Florida State, and the state of Florida itself was in the flux. I feel like Miami was down, Florida State was really trending down after Taggart. Florida was looking kind of shaky and flaky. They still look that way. So I think Florida State had the opportunity to be the first team to come out. So I think that to me would have influenced me. Darryl, what you think about recruiting, man, and the recruiting where y'all at now as far as your recruiting class?
It's night and day, really. Really just being able to get in the conversation for 5 stars versus like the last 5 years where really not even in anybody's conversation. So I think just the momentum off of winning last year, and it seemed like the Norvell got the culture changed, and people starting to really take notice of it.
Now, I will say this about Florida State. As much as I despise them, they usually bring in the players usually aren't the problem when it comes to Florida State talent-wise. Like Florida State usually always brings in like 2 or 3 like 5-star caliber top, you know what I'm saying, top guys. Like, you know, it was this year you got Chester. I think the year before, I think y'all got the DB that was he left Florida and won McCall. I think Sam McCall or something like that. Like usually, you know, y'all always get guys like Florida State's one of those brands that kind of recruits itself a little bit. The coach just has to not mess it up. But this year we're seeing like y'all got a big fish yesterday, a big commitment. I think y'all are top 10 now. So TJ, what sold you about Mike Norvell? Like people, we talk trash about, we call him mid-Mike and all these things.
You called it, man. Don't say no we.
I'm speaking for the logo. You know what I'm saying? But it's something to where he's bringing in guys. Like he's still going to bring in guys. Guys are bought in, whether it's from the portal. Like he's not just bringing in nobodies. Like he's bringing in, you know, high caliber players. What was it about him that sold you to his program?
Just the way he like shows up to work every day. Like he always got energy. He gonna push you. He just gonna like make everybody else around you like better. Like he just always got a motor, just keep improving. He say get 1% better every day, and he gonna make sure he give you his 1% each and every time.
Nice. So how was it going against? Now I like your coach, Atkins.
O-line coach.
Yeah, man. Dude is one of them guys that's going, you know, take off wherever he goes. I was hoping he would leave this year, but he's back. So maybe next year he'll skedaddle somewhere.
I think he's going next year.
Yeah, man. I think he is too, man. He's a good coach. I was hoping he'd leave, you know what I'm saying, to leave y'all with a little void. But how was it playing against that line, especially like the last year or two? That running game and that offensive line has stepped up a lot, and you got to go against them every day in practice.
Yeah, so like my freshman year, I dislocated my knee twice, so I didn't really get to like practice that much then. But like 2022, 2021, I came back and like he works on hard. Like they doing like 100 up downs every day just for like little mistakes. Like they just chopping their feet, and we over there taking a water break. And like he work them hard. He like correct them on the little things. He getting on them about every little detail, and that making the O lineman better as well as us better playing against other competition. Like he'll show them like moves to use against like other defenders that we can learn that O linemen are taught to do. Like, so I'm doing pass pro, right? One-on-ones. And like the lineman will shoot his hands, and when I put my hands up to hit it, he'll pull his hand back and he'll regain his leveraging. Like one time somebody got me like that. He showed his hands, so when you see your hands, you're supposed to like do a move. He pulled them away. I didn't have nothing to hit. He grabbed me and slung me to the ground. So
yeah, man, iron sharpens iron. So Daryl, right? How long have you been a Florida State fan? And did you start out with Florida State, or did you just kind of,
my whole life? I've never not been a Florida State fan.
Okay.
As long as I remember. My dad was a Florida State fan, everybody. So.
Okay, so it's in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for both of y'all, what, I guess for Daryl, since you've been lifelong, like the anger and hate towards the other two has probably always been there. For TJ, when did you realize like, yo, this rivalry stuff is for real with Miami and Florida?
Week 1 of fall camp. So like they finna go into fall camp starting next Wednesday. They got check-in on, and he always mentioned at the beginning of every fall camp, like he gonna say 2 games on the schedule. That's Miami and Florida, and he don't say nothing else about them the rest of the year until it's time to play them. And like it's just crazy. Just look on social media, and it's always hate against them. Like it could be some. It could be the number 1 team in the country that we playing, but if it ain't Miami or Florida, like that's all they care about is Miami and Florida. Like they don't even care about nobody else. So it's big. Like they don't play like during Miami week, we put up hurricane flags. So that's how that go. Then for the Gators, we eat gator tails.
Well, there it is. So y'all got them coming out already. See, as soon as you mention them boys, they show up.
He don't know no better.
He
don't know no better. Yeah.
Oh, they put it
down.
That's
from statewide. Site-wide. Yeah, sorry, Tony. We don't care about no Canes out here, man.
No.
I'm about to make Steve change his background color.
So right, it normally black. Normally got Falcons and Georgia Bulldogs. So y'all know what my Lord is. I'm a DSGB to the day I die. So y'all know that. But anyways, you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure if TJ could have went to the Dogs, he'd be red and black. But anyway, we ain't gonna leave. We'll leave that. I ain't even gonna ask that question. We ain't even gonna go there.
We can talk about it. So with Georgia, they was recruiting me. I got text by the tight ends coach Todd. I think that's his name.
Yep.
So he was texting me, and I was supposed to go on a visit, but he didn't like let me know no information about it. So I was like, is y'all still recruiting me? Because I could take some other visits. It's getting close to signing day. Mm-hmm. So they ain't never text me back or nothing. So I ended up going to Middle Tennessee that weekend. And I just never heard from him again. I was like, dang.
Wait a minute. You talking about the Middle Tennessee that beat Miami last year?
Yeah.
I just wanted
so either way, you would have beat Miami. How about that? Boy, either way, Miami was catching the L.
Now you about to have Tony on here tripping.
It's funny. So Daryl, coming from the fan side, how was it for you with the rivalry? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was up and down, growing up. It was always kind of back and forth, but it used to seem like when I was younger that Florida and Miami used to get the best of us. But then we kind of, I guess in the 2010s, it started kind of changing a little bit and kind of evened out. But, overall for me, just up and down. I can't stand Florida. I can't stand any of the teams that wear orange at all. Clemson, Florida, Miami, any of them. So, Tennessee. I don't. We lost in the
Texas.
championship to Tennessee. I don't like them either. So,
I get it. So how did y'all feel last year? Because we'll get into, the previous years of Florida spanking y'all coming up. But last year, y'all got that dub. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait a minute. Tell them what you said about that dub. Now, let's tell the whole story about the dub. Tell them what you said about the dub.
If anybody follows me, knows me, has heard me breathe, that W was the luckiest W. We played historically bad and we barely got beat. So I just say that we played historically bad, threw Travis in for 2 touchdowns, threw him in the end zone. So I look at it as, if there was any year to beat Florida, it was last year. Y'all got lucky. You know what I'm saying? We gave y'all something. And yeah. So how did y'all feel? Because I'm sure y'all were excited. We played on Varsity Friday night. Y'all had us playing on a Friday night. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna take it personal. We play on Saturdays. College football on Saturdays, but we played on a Friday night.
It was Thanksgiving break.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The Friday after Thanksgiving, it's like, you know what I'm saying, trying to get us on the itis. But how did that feel for y'all to be like, damn, we finally got it?
Really?
I mean, as far as because recently I think we won 20. I think was it 2019?
I can't tell you the rivalry. Daryl don't know before me.
I know Mike Norvell. That was his first year beating Florida, and then the 1 year we didn't play because of COVID.
They say y'all got scared.
Which year? COVID? Why would we be scared? And we almost won the SC championship. Come on, Steve. Don't put me in that position. But how did it feel like to get that dub? Because I hated it. Oh, I was pissed.
You can go there.
I mean, for me, I was happy they won, but I don't think they played their best game either. So to get a win and not play your best game kind of says a lot to me. I don't think anybody on our team really had no standout game that game, and we still was able to come through and just kind of get the win. So I was happy about that for sure.
Yeah, like he was saying, like I don't feel like we played like the best of our ability. I mean, it's a rivalry, so I mean it's gonna be ups and downs. But adversity hit, you just gotta respond. That's what Coach Norvell always preach about: response. Like it ain't gonna always go your way. You just gotta be able to respond. So we did that. Anthony Richardson couldn't get nowhere.
Yeah,
shut him down. TJ, how does it feel being in that game, man, but being on the sideline with a helmet? Like being in that game and being in that moment. I know you said you didn't get to play your freshman year, but that next year you played in that game. How does it feel to be in those rivalry games?
So the Miami game, that was like crazy. It was a night game, and I mean, like the stadium was rocking.
Were y'all at home that game, or y'all were in Miami?
It was
in
home.
Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, like the famous play called 4th and 15 when we I can't remember if it sent us to overtime or the game winner, but that moment right there, it just like got so loud and like you get the chill going just thinking about it, and like the tradition here is just crazy, like the war chant.
Okay, how about that? Oh, now me and Daryl go back and forth with this. I ain't gonna tell you how I personally feel about it. I'm gonna leave that off the show. But when that man come out there on that horse, everybody go crazy, and he sit there, spike it in the ground. What is that atmosphere like, bro? When it's a full house and how y'all got 30,000? What's the max capacity?
85,000.
I said on.
Woo!
Yeah,
I said 30. My bad. I'm thinking baseball season. It's baseball season. My fault. Baseball season. But yeah. 80,000, bro, going crazy. He come out down that horse with that junk on fire. What is that like?
I'm getting chill going just thinking about it. Like, it's just like, all right, he on the horse. He come out in the middle of the field, and everybody just like, oh. Then once he's striking the ground, like, woo. Then everybody's going crazy. Then the music start playing, and it's time to rock and roll. Then it's crazy, but it feels great. Like the tradition here is just amazing. Like Florida, all they got is "I won't back down." That's about it. Florida
Come on,
really,
man.
Ain't nobody
2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits. Hey, I don't care about that third. Hey, look. When y'all come in the swamp on that Saturday night and them lights is out, yeah, that thing singing a little shiver. You be like, oh man, that's dope. Don't hate it. You can be like, oh, that's dope. I fuck with it. It's cool.
Yeah, I want to go to a game in the swamp with all my Florida State gear on and watch us.
Hey, see, you lost me on the second part.
I want to do.
Oh man. So going into go ahead, KB. Go ahead.
So I was wondering, right? You can give me a little inside scoop. Maybe you can, maybe you can. I always was interested, like the hate between Florida State players, right, and Florida players is crazy. Like we saw some of the most intense games. Like we could both be 0 and 10. You know what I'm saying? That game gonna be nuts. Like it's gonna feel like you playing for a national championship. Give me two of your biggest, I guess, game memories of that rivalry that you got to experience.
So the first one was at the warm up. We were going back in the locker room. And you got the Florida players. They shooting birds, and we just like meeting them. We just like about to fight, and they have to separate everybody. And I mean, I guess last year when Jordan Travis escaped out of the pocket and left everybody down the sideline, that was a nice moment too.
Yeah, thank you, Brenton Cox. Yeah. I ain't never seen somebody get sacked 4 times, get thrown 4 times, and I was like, this what happened. I was like, this year, yes, that's perfect. Daryl, what about you, man?
My biggest memories is I like the Jameis years, man. When Jameis had everything rolling against Florida, he was going crazy, man. I remember Kelvin Benjamin, him catching the pass and kind of spinning off on somebody and taking it to the house. That was a big moment for me too. So yeah, it was back in those days. Those were the good times for me.
Now, one of my favorite plays was, and TJ, I think you were there, the Damian Pierce run. The Damian Pierce run. It was 2 years ago when he ran, his helmet popped off, and he kept running.
They should have blew that play dead.
Yeah,
they did. No, they blew it dead, but he kept running. So tell me how that, as far as that situation, you looking, you like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, so I remember he was running the ball hard the whole game, and there was the goal line. He ran, helmet popped off, and he kept running. And you're supposed to stop because it's a flag if you keep playing with your helmet off. But he went in and scored a touchdown, and he just so big. The SEC, they players, it's a whole lot different ball game. They look NFL ready in college than any other conference. They are huge.
So talk about that, right? Because we have, like you said, we talk a lot of trash. Me and Steve, we always defending the SEC versus everybody else. How is the competition that you see when you play against your ACC guys versus your SEC guys, and even Big Ten?
So when you play in the ACC, it's pretty much fair competition. As long as you recruit good that year. But when you go to the SEC and you play Florida, that's your rival, and it's supposed to be but they play just huge. You gotta really play because the running back's big, the lineman's 6'7", 350. I mean, even the corners and stuff, everybody just a whole lot bigger than the ACC. So it's a different ball game in the SEC. So, but for Vanderbilt, they need help. But other than that,
you better not laugh over there because Vanderbilt booked you for homecoming last year. Whoop your tail. You better not even laugh over there when it's
we lost by 7. We didn't get whooped by anybody.
Don't do that.
All of our losses was in one touchdown. But
You
we ain't gonna go there.
You lost to Vanderbilt. You got whooped. It don't matter what the score was.
Yeah. So Daryl, how do you feel? Like he was saying, as far as the competition, ACC news, the FSU is trying to get out the ACC. Like them boys they pulling the James Harden. They like, I'm gone. Like, how do you feel? What do you feel would be the best situation for them to go to? And what do you you think about them potentially landing in the Big Ten and leaving Miami behind?
I don't think it'll be a wrong move for the Big Ten or the SEC. I think the money disparity is what kind of changes everything. From what I've been reading, it's like I think the SEC makes like $30 million per team more than the ACC, and that's the situation. Then, as far as hiring coaches, facilities, any of that stuff, it's not going to be able to really compete. So I think going to one of the other conferences I think it'll change everything for FSU. I think it'll boost up the recruiting. I think Florida has the opportunity to let everybody know that, hey, we're the SEC team in Florida. If you want to play SEC competition, come here. And we can't really compete with that. But if you go to the Big Ten, then you kind of get more of a national scale with them getting USC, UCLA, and then you'll play Ohio State. So, and then you'll make a lot more money too. So, I don't think you'll be the Florida school in the Big Ten. So,
they say Miami is travel partners.
Yeah,
you're not gonna take one without the other. So I would
love
for both of them to come to
the
SEC.
I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know that. I think that was the goal, but I think at this point, FSU is in a better position to go where they want to go. Simply just because, and not just football, but they got football, basketball. Like a lot of their other sports are, respectable. So they can go to a conference and be like, look, we got this, and this. Miami's pretty much being like, we got basketball. So it just is what it is.
It's
like
so disrespectful.
It's not disrespect.
Like that, man.
It is what it is.
They're gonna come in there and say they got 5 championships. They're gonna come in there and say they got the most players drafted in the NFL from 2000 to 2010. You know what they're gonna come with. You know that.
I know they're gonna come with, but people that know the sport are gonna be like, what's that Janet Jackson song? What have you done for me lately? Get out of here. Get out of here. Far as go ahead, Steve.
I do think UNC will have a say in that because of their basketball and their football program. I think UNC will definitely have a say in some of these moves. People are gonna want that Duke USC rivalry, and you're gonna probably have to be willing to take on their sorry football program to do that. But you can't say USC been sorry in football the last few years. Mac Brown went in there, the boys been balling. So, and they recruit. They got the potential Heisman #1 overall pick. Speaking of that, the potential #1 overall pick is coming from FSU per the big boys right now. TJ, did you get to play with him?
Yeah, that was my roommate.
Oh, okay. So tell us a little bit about him, man, as far as how he plays, man, and his style. Because I haven't seen that much of him. I seen him a little bit last year. But tell us your opinion on what you think makes him the #1 pick, man. How he get to that point.
He just fast, he just strong, and he explosive. I mean, he be running like when we do conditioning. He runs with like the running backs. He just fast.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he ain't with the rest of the D line. He over there with the running back.
Nah, he run with the running backs and stuff with the skill players.
Sheesh.
And I mean, he just like he gonna talk trash. He gonna get in your head, and he gonna back it up. Like he just confident. Yeah. And I mean, he came from a small school, and he just kind of had like a chip on his shoulder because he only had one offer coming out of high school, and it was a small school up in New York, Albany.
I got you. Yeah.
So he went there, he balled out, transferred here, and now rest is history.
Yeah.
Now, that segues to the transfer thing. Mike Norvell's kind of the knock against Mike Norvell the last few years has been he's a portal guy. He lives in a portal. He can't recruit high school. I guess the question to both of y'all, one as from the fan and one from the player. What are your thoughts on his, I guess, success in the portal? And why do you think he's so successful in the portal, like getting those types of players? So we start with Daryl.
I don't know the real insides and outs. I don't know how he getting recruits, but I think that I like the players. I think the players he bringing in is good for the culture. I think he's real selective about the guys he picks, and when he really wants somebody, he can pretty much go get them. So,
yeah. So basically, with the NIL stuff coming along, they can like kind of, we're gonna bring you in, but we're gonna let you talk to somebody else, and we're gonna get you that money that you want. But we ain't gonna give you the money. We're gonna, do it like that. I mean, other than that, I feel like the portal, like recruiting out the portal, is good if you're getting like younger players. But if you're getting players that's like got one more year, I mean, that's just a waste of a scholarship. Because you only gonna have them for one more year. You got to go recruit somebody else and redevelop them instead of getting somebody that you can develop to a good football player, and you have them for 3 to 4 years before they decide what they want to do. But I mean, he does a great job in the portal. I mean, he getting all the top players, so hey, he's doing a good job.
Now, how is from the locker room, right? You're there, you're recruited. I'm coming in, man. Coach tell you, A, B, C, D, come with me. We're going to take over the world, right? Cool. You there, you putting in the work. Your second year, you like, all right, man, I'm Coach Guy. You know what I'm saying? It's my time. Then you go to the portal, boom. He's just getting guys out the portal. What is the locker room dynamic when you have a coach who is so aggressive in the portal and bringing so many, and you have guys who have been there, guys that he's recruited, and just all vying for that time?
Yeah, see, like that didn't make you like, it have you like thinking like you brought me in, and like I'm practicing, I'm working hard, but as soon as I don't meet like a standard, you want to bring somebody else in to replace me and just like leave me out to dry. So like I don't know, cause I kind of had that like feeling like when I was playing, cause it was like I was hurt, so I couldn't play my first year. And my second year I came back, I was scouting player of the year, and they started bringing people in for my position. I'm like just trying to, like why y'all? I just got scouting player of the year, so I must be getting better. So like, why y'all bringing
the math ain't mathing? So
yeah.
2 plus 2 is not equaling 4. What's going on?
Right.
I got you. Yeah, I could definitely see how that would mentally put you in a bad spot, man. In football, they look at those guys and guys like yourself, and they don't understand. Like, you got to be a professional to some level. Like, you can't be just a student athlete. It don't work like that. Like, that's the situation there where you got to be a pro. You still got to get up, go to class every day. Still got to go in, put in your work every day, knowing that you got other guys coming in, and like, yeah. So I think there's a pro aspect to it, and I'm glad they finally able to pay these players, man, because you out there risking your livelihood and doing the same things that the pros doing. And you going through the same things that the pros going through, and you got people on campus in your ear too at the same time. So it's even a little bit more difficult when you think about it, because you got to be a student and then an athlete as well. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I can only imagine how that could feel in the portal and in the sense of going through all of that. KB, what we got next, boy? What we talk about?
So question. Well, I got a question about the NIL thing. And like I said, a question for both of you guys. What's your opinion on not just NIL, but NIL at Florida State? Coming from a fan, you look and you're like,
They're
Yo,
not
why?
finna give you no. They ain't finna
No,
give you no
I'm not
inside
asking.
information to take back to the Gator Collective
We're not.
and try to mimic.
We're okay. We're good. We're good. But no, like as a fan, because I know how it is as a fan. Like you sent back, you like, yo, why are we not in it with this guy, or why is this school getting these guys, and why aren't we in the, you know what I'm saying, like in the mix as far as like NIL stuff. So from your perspective, and then TJ in the locker room, it's NIL. You got guys like Jared Verse, who's a national household name, and you know what I'm saying? Then you have guys who, you know what I'm saying, aren't known big to the public. So I know the NIL disparity is like up here. So how does that affect the locker room, or in the sense to where what y'all see that maybe we don't see on the outside?
So like with that, I mean they got a lot of money here. Like for NILs, like everybody got nice cars, houses. Like they living like NFL players here right now. As far as in the locker room, I mean, it wasn't really a problem. So, but like with a few people that feel like, you know, they was better than somebody else that was getting paid more than them. So we had a couple people like that left because they wanted more money, and they in the transfer portal and they left. So, but other than that, everybody just like, okay, we getting money, like we good, like I'm straight. I ain't looking in your pockets, like I'm just worrying about mine. So.
Now, do you ever have a situation where, like, bro, you got this Raising Cane endorsement? Let me get a chicken biscuit or something. You know what I mean? Or let me get a meal, or you know what I'm saying? You got Dodge over there, bro. I know Dodge hooking you up, bro. Tell them boy, let me get a haircut. You know what I'm saying? Something. But do you have situations where guys can look out for other guys who they get out here?
I mean, so like if a guy get an NIL deal, I see sometimes they'll like somebody else will try to put them on with the same deal, something like that.
Okay.
I know a few of my teammates, they got like car deals, so they put their other friends on. So now they got the car deal too. So now they getting cars.
Kirby said he getting away from Dodge. That he getting away. Give me all them keys. Y'all getting all these damn speeding tickets and ask, give me every damn key you got.
You need some scooters or something, some golf carts. So Daryl, go ahead about what you think about the NIL and at Florida State.
I think it's obviously going good, man. Like I said, we in the conversation with all the top guys. Really, I know they all coming for money, so you know, just to be back in that conversation. I know NIL is pretty strong at FSU. Now outside looking in, anyway.
Okay. So I got a question, right? TJ, you were on a team, and it's just a personal thing. Yeah, and you may not know, but we had a guy on our team, Jacob Copeland, right? And we had a guy on y'all team, Jamie Robinson. There was that. I mean, Daryl, maybe you familiar. There was some back and forth beef going on. Like, do y'all, as a team, when you see like two players going at it, you're like, yo, like we got your back, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. That's my team.
When that head turned, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get them. Or do y'all kind of just be like, man, I ain't getting in the mix. Like, how do y'all go about when it's like some real beef with another player on another team?
I mean, if it's one player from the other team, like he finna have to go with all 132 of us. So maybe even the coaches, like we all gonna ride for each other. But yeah, Jamie, like, oh, he gonna talk. He gonna try to piss you off. So hey,
it was very entertaining. On the outside looking, I was like, oh, these boys. I said, oh, this is deep. I was tuning into the lives and everything. I was like,
yeah,
oh yeah.
Oh, they were going live, going at each other too.
Oh man, it was it was crazy. I was talking about like, oh, I held you for this many yards. James was like, you trash. You only caught three catches last year. And they was posting each other. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody make a play, the shot. I think like Jacob made like a move and like broke him down. He posted that online. Like, it It was hilarious. It was hilarious from the outside in. Tony, get out of here, man.
229. Yeah, he said Damian in South Georgia. That your person you talking about must have been out of South Georgia.
Oh yeah. He's from Lee County.
Oh yeah, they bought it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I went to school at Auburn State University.
Oh, okay.
I already know about this. Yeah, he said Lee County. I already knew.
So, give us your opinion of where the program realistically, and y'all seem like realistic guys.
Don't do that. Don't do
that. Realistically, the outlook of y'all season coming up.
We're gonna win the national championship. That's the most simplest way to say it.
See, I try to put it in bold. Realistically,
I'm crazy.
Hey, hold on, wait. No, you can't. Wait, hold on. Time out. Hold on. Uncle Luke said the same thing last night. Uncle Luke tweeted out that if Tyler Van Dyke stayed healthy, that the Miami Hurricanes were going undefeated and that they would win the national championship. That's what Uncle Luke said too. Uncle Luke said the same thing he just said.
Wasn't he healthy last year? I'm sorry.
No, he got hurt.
TVD got hurt last year. Don't do that, KB.
That's what they told everybody. All right.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So you say a natty. What you, Daryl? You agree?
I think a natty is in the conversation. I think you'll find out early in the season. Like they play LSU early and they play Clemson early. You'll find out within the first month the real expectations. I think if you get through those two games, I think you pretty much coasting the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So
they have the players. Can they put it together? I don't know. We'll see. Because again, to me, I'm old school. I'm like Rick Flair. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. And Clemson been sitting over there, fat cat, kicking it for a long time.
Man.
And you might have two cracks at them this year because the ACC is going to the best records too, right?
Yeah.
It's not East versus West no more. Whatever team got the best two records on play. So y'all lose to them week one. Y'all say y'all lose a close game early in the season. You get a chance to get some get back if you do it right. So, I mean, if I had to pick an ACC champion outside of Clemson, I would have went with UNC. I think them boys got the team to do it. I don't know. They say that the boys are Heisman Trophy winner, TJ. I don't know.
Jay Trail gonna win the Heisman.
I'm with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Travis wins. I ain't gonna say that. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Put it like that.
I'm gonna say them.
Caleb Williams is still playing, right?
He's gonna unless he gets hurt, he's gonna win the Heisman. I mean, just system wise, it's built for that offense is built for the quarterback to always look great on paper. That's why every quarterback that went to Oklahoma was always in the Heisman race. Kyler, Baker, him, like it's just the offense. So yeah.
I think
but
what you think? What you got there?
Travis gonna have a special year?
You're gonna have a special year.
I would say this, right? Y'all got Coleman from Michigan State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got him. Y'all got the big guy on the edge. I forgot his name, Wilson or something. And then y'all got the tight end / wide receiver / running back Bell from South Carolina.
Bro, they got wide receiver that's like 6'9".
So
Johnny Wilson.
Man.
Johnny Wilson. So now last year,
like a deer, bro. He like a deer when you out there playing.
That's one of them things. Like you go down and hit him, his knee take your head off. And it looked like that a couple of times. Like you just can't tackle him, other than Jason Marshall who shut him down. But everybody else, you know what I'm saying, did that. Now I think a lot of stuff last year with Wilson and Travis was flukish. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of go routes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of go route, throw the ball up. Our guy makes a play.
He's 7 foot tall, KB. It ain't no fluke.
Do you think? Well, I'm just saying. Now, personally, I don't think that it's going to be as successful this year because people know what's coming. Like towards the second half of the year, like people were just like, "How do you stop this? Like we can't change our whole defense, but this guy, like you say, 6'7", he's pretty fast. Like I mean, he's a fast guy. What are you going to do? But now you can game plan better for him. I I just think it's really not a question. I don't think it's going to be as successful this year. But you know what I'm saying, on paper.
Give me your record for Florida State this year.
I think they win 9 games, 8-9 games. I don't think they beat LSU. They ain't gonna beat Florida, so that drops you down to 8, right there.
Who do Florida?
And I don't think Clemson. I think when you play Clemson, you may take an L to Clemson.
So that's 3 losses. That's 3 losses you got. What you say, TJ?
Florida don't even know who's gonna be their quarterback.
He don't.
We'll know by the end of the year, and that's all that matters.
And they're praying Laneway don't flip. They're praying he does not.
We're not. That's not a thing. Like he
Okay.
flipping burgers and barbecue and chicken right now. We ain't worried about no flips and stuff. So we always do this thing as far as a Mount Rushmore, usually of positions and all this stuff. Give me your Mount Rushmore of FSU players. Like,
well, let TJ do D lineman first.
Okay.
TJ, do your D lineman, man. Your top 4. You can do ends or you can go inside. You can go D ends, I guess. That's what you play primarily. We'll go D end. Give me your top. They ain't got to be in college or pro. Your top 4 this all time. Defensive lineman.
Defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say. I mean, there's just so many names.
You only get 4 slots.
So you want to like D line?
Yeah, there's D line. No, don't matter what level. You can go Warren South. I know you're my bad. My fault. My bad.
I'm about to say Corey Simon.
Yeah.
My Coach Odell Higgins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's the one be cussing everybody out, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Big guy.
He gonna get you. I'll say at DN probably Jermaine Johnson.
Former Georgia Bulldog.
Yeah.
He's smartened up. That's all.
I don't know for the last one.
D, what you got? What you got, Daryl? Give me your 4 defensive linemen for the state.
Lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Tough.
I'm an old school guy. Yeah, I gotta put Ron. I put Ron Simmons in that place.
Yeah.
Although they teach y'all about Ron Simmons at Florida State. Go there.
I'm
a pro wrestling fan.
Brian Burns was good.
Yeah.
Jared Verse is good. Got that Jermaine Johnson good. That's just a more recent people, but
Well, give us your 4 of just overall FSU. Even I don't know. I don't know how y'all still feel about Prime and down there right now.
Prime's still number 1 for me, man. I like my guy, man. That's all time right there. Prime, Peter Ward, Dalvin, Jameis,
Charlie Ward.
I would say you put Jameis over Ward. That's what I was going.
Yeah, for sure. Jameis only lost 1 game at FSU.
Okay, we just sticking strict on the
1 game total. He lost 1 game. I was in the playoffs. You can't really say.
What about Chris Winkie? When he like 35 and he was doing his thing?
Yeah, Chris Winkie was nice too. He played with him. Chris Winkie did so.
He played with Sebastian, didn't it?
FSU got a long history of player, man. Good, got a pipeline. Are they DBU? Now, Florida, you always telling me you DBU over there in Florida. I got FSU on the line. They saying they DBU.
No, they didn't. They didn't answer yet. You just asked the question.
Proof is in the pudding, man. Y'all already know who DBU is.
Y'all basing off 2 players?
From past to present.
I just want to know.
They got FSU 4 all-time DBs. Who's beating that?
That's okay. That's a valid question. I mean, probably LSU would easily.
LSU's all time.
You said easily?
They're 4. Who's LSU's 4 all time?
Just the Honey Badger. That's the only person you can think of.
Patrick Peterson,
Prime.
Okay. Yeah, Honey Badger.
Jalen Ramsey.
I don't know about that.
Derwin James.
You got. I would say you got a lot, though, bro.
Derwin James.
We just getting started.
Give me.
Come on. We.
Okay. Shit, I can't. Adams. It's a lot of
Samuel, Patrick Surtain. The boy got a deep bag.
Yeah, they do got a deep bag over there.
Okay,
I think FSU was in our top 3 when we did DBU.
Yeah,
I think they was. I think it was. I think we had LSU.
And Xavier, they got a damn brain surgeon.
Oh, Montreal Roll. I don't know if it's Montreal, but I know it's Roll.
Myron Roll, yeah.
Myron Roll, yeah. Yeah, man.
Florida ain't got that.
Florida
ain't
not
got
a brain surgeon, no.
Florida ain't got a DB that got a gold jacket. You don't.
I don't think so. But DBU, we talk about college. I don't get the NFL. I don't do the correlation of the NFL success to college.
It don't translate for y'all.
It ain't. No, I mean because you can look at Jameis as an example.
What?
Winston, like success in college doesn't dictate success in the pros. And vice versa. Like you have guys who are unstoppable in college who go to the pros and fizzle out, or you have guys that are in the pros who are world class. And
Tebow was one of them guys. You're right.
Yeah, you say Tebow, absolutely. Then you have guys who were great in college and didn't do anything. They were great in the NFL, but didn't really make a lot of noise in college. So, it goes hand in hand. But yeah, so you guys say y'all are winning the Natty this year. You gave us y'all Mount Rushmore. Man, I had another question. I just can't remember on top of my head. Let me get it.
FSU, man. FSU. We definitely appreciate you guys coming on. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all about some of the most current stuff, man. Y'all guys watch football. Me and Daryl talk all sport. Who y'all got winning the boxing match today? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Who boxing?
Earl Spence, Bud Crawford.
I don't know. I don't really watch.
You don't watch boxing, TJ?
Nah.
So you football? What other sports you watch, TJ? Or is it just football?
I don't really like watching NFL football. I'm more of a college football person.
Okay.
I can agree.
I don't watch the NBA until like the playoffs.
Yeah.
Same.
Other than that, I don't really watch nothing else because
Well, TJ, what's next for you? We'll talk about you former player. You coaching? You gonna get into training? What you getting into?
So right now, graduating next Friday.
Congratulations, man.
Then I'm just probably go to grad school. Me and my dad was talking about it. Might go apply to grad school at UGA next spring.
Waste your money.
We go to the game together.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to do like real estate, sales.
So you doing with the game, TJ? You don't want to go back to coaching? You don't want?
I do. I'm just saying, like, that's something like I know I can coach.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
I got you. So your immediate goal right now is to get all that accomplished. I got you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It ain't worth having a job if you ain't got like no passive income.
You're right about that, my boy.
So I just want to make sure I have like some passive income always coming in, even while I'm coaching. Just still own this thing, because if you own something, you got money all the time.
Sir, got to have what they call motion. You know what I mean? I got you. KB, what was your question? My fault.
So I had two, because we don't get too many athletes on here that actually was on the team and played. Mm-hmm. So 2 questions and 2 stories. And like I said, parental advisory, explicit content, sticker up there.
We just got these new networks. We can't do that.
Man, I don't care nothing about it. I'm toe to toe all day. No, I'm just playing. Make sure y'all watch 910 Sports. They thing on Sundays, whatever. So give us one of my favorite shows is Varsity Blues, right? High school was kind of like that. I want to know the lifestyle of a D1 Florida State, because we know they party at Florida State. Now we give y'all that. Florida State gonna party. The life of a FSU D1 player, campus around the area of that, and give us a crazy story. And it could be anything. It could be recruiting. It could be players. Whatever you want to do. Just a crazy story. Out within the program, or that you saw or experienced or dealt with, whatever.
Man ain't gonna do no grass snitching on here.
No, I ain't asking. You ain't got to incriminate nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't need no names. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want to tell us afterwards. But yeah.
So I mean, like, just the lifestyle here, like, if you look like a football player, like, you gonna get questioned. Like, you go out in public, you don't want to wear no Florida State stuff because you're gonna be talking to somebody for like 30 minutes and you just going in the store to get a loaf of bread. So like in public, you don't want to walk in crowds with all big people because that draw attention. Because everybody like, you play for FSU, then you get interviewed for 30 minutes. Then like going out to bars and stuff, like they love us. Like they get us in the clubs for free. Get a section for free, get drinks for free. Like I went out last night, and I mean, the bartender was like, "They play football, it's all on me." So I got 2 large cups. So
Could went with 2.
Yeah, I was feeling good. Yeah, but yeah, they just like walking around campus. Like they take you on a golf cart to class. Stuff like that, and everybody else, walking and stuff. Yeah, we be going to Baja's too, though. Yeah.
I was about to say Tony. No, he be down there. That Tony from Albany, so he know he be in that little hole.
Tony, I don't know how you Miami. He like, you going to Baja's? Oh, get out of here, man.
Yeah, Miami die hard.
Right.
Yeah. I never been to Top Flight. I ain't never been to Or the Moon. But yeah. I mean, it's nice. Like, everybody respectful. I was with a few of my teammates last night. We took like 30 pictures. Like, people just walking on the tee, just, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? And you just take the picture and just keep on moving. But we had a good night. It was fun.
You got any crazy FSU football player stories?
We done did some crazy stuff. I don't know.
No, don't.
I don't want this to be the thing. People start circulating. They be like,
we would love for the show to go viral, but
I ain't trying to go viral.
Like that. Not
off the back of a, you know what I'm saying? We ain't that tabloidish. Now I do have one last thing, Daryl. Now, I don't know how often you talk to FSU players in the program, but you being a lifelong FSU fan, you got any questions for TJ?
Oh, I forgot to even kind of look at that. Yeah.
No, I mean,
he plugged in though. Like he plugged in, like you plugged in. Like he tapped in. He knows stuff before stuff. He tell me stuff. You know what I'm
but it's different. Like it's different. Like to know, like, oh, something about to happen. This versus being like sitting down and talking to, you know what I'm saying, Princely, and being like, so, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, it's different. You know what I'm saying, just
yeah, we kind of tapped into it, man. I just kind of wanted to see what the locker room dynamic was like, man. What it was like being, coached by Norvell and everything like that,
And his first class too.
Yeah, like because to me, he changed the way the program was. He took us out of a little slump and just kind of elevated everything. So just
you being a little disrespectful to him. Because Jimbo wasn't slumping. Jimbo was actually up. So
Jimbo started slumping at the end, out of nowhere.
Yeah, Jimbo really what made the program like going to a slump because he just left. Like, he just really because he wanted money for new facilities.
I was about to say that, TJ. Don't just say he just left in the middle of the night like Bobby Petrino did. No, that man left because they weren't giving him what he wanted. That was just my opinion from the outside looking in. If they would have cut that check,
Jimbo was doing interviews saying that he was staying, and then next week he left.
Yeah, but now we getting
that's dry and everything.
Yeah, we getting facilities built right now. Like we getting a new practice facility, football only facility getting built right now.
Is your facility going to have 100 yards in it?
I think all indoor like 110.
Oh yeah, not all. You know, shout out to Miami fans. You know, they practice. Y'all know if you ever been to Adamsville Rec in Atlanta, they got a little turf field in the back. That's what Miami got in their facility. Like little 40 yard, 40.
Yeah, I would say that ain't but like 40, 50. Stop being disrespectful,
yes,
Miami,
I know.
man. Leave them boys alone, man.
That's the whole point. Now, dang, I did have another question that just popped up. And I forgot it that freaking fast. Oh no. So you've been with his class, right? And I don't have many more questions, but you were with his class. Y'all started. Mike Norvell started off pretty rocky. You know what I'm saying? And even Daryl, you can allude to this too. Answer this. How was like your process? Like you're like, yo, I picked Florida State. Then like your first year, I think he won like 4 or 5 games. And the next year was COVID. Then after that, it was like 3 games. So what was your mindset at that point? Were you like, I still want to run through a wall? Or you like, man, that Georgia Tech ain't looking too bad?
So now, like my first year, I graduated 2020. So when I came, it was during COVID. So the whole summer, it was a grind. You had to work out with a mask on. Like when the season came, it was just a crazy schedule because like you'd be taking COVID tests all week for a game, and they'd end up, probably canceling it or something. Like so throughout that whole season, it was just a lot of challenges. So, I mean,
were y'all as players, TJ, like wanting to play football? Like, man, we just want to play, or was it more on the side of like, man, we don't really know what this COVID stuff is? It's just, you know what I'm saying? Was it like a split between the locker room, or was everybody like, man, nah, we just want to play?
It was like a split. Like, you had some people that actually wanted to play because they was trying to go to the league that year. Then you had some people like, I don't want to play like stuff like that. So that season was rough. Then you come back in 2021, it get a little bit you see a little bit of change, but not really. Then that's when they made us get the vaccine. And the vaccine, I think that would mess me up, like with my heart. So, like with Bronny James, like
yeah. We've seen a lot, man. They showed the numbers, and I ain't gonna go into all that because that ain't what I want to do on this show and this type of this platform. But they did show the numbers, and since COVID and since the COVID vaccine, the numbers you can't really deny it. I don't believe in coincidence either. This is me personally, but there's a lot more respiratory type issues and stuff like that happening.
Cardiovascular stuff. Yeah.
It's so much more since that vaccine and since COVID, period. I think COVID itself has a lot to play with this too, not just the vaccine. But you can't deny the numbers. Like it has changed. Serious. So.
Yeah, I never had COVID, but I still got the vaccine because they was kind of like telling like you get this vaccine to play. Yeah. And I wish I didn't get it, but I wanted to play, so I got it, and everything was good. And that next spring of 2022, I got sick, and the doctor was just like testing me to make sure everything was all right. And they saw that my heart was enlarged, and that was that.
That was it. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, man. That definitely sucks. Yeah, that COVID stuff was definitely crazy. But yeah, so it's good to hear that the locker room didn't give up on Norvell through that transition, because we still bring that up as argue points, debates. So, Daryl, how did you feel as far as when Norvell got hired? Right.
Maybe what the hell you got going on over there?
Look, man, the queen, man. She listened to Beyonce when she been on her Peloton, man. So she on the Peloton. You know what I'm saying? Getting busy. So it's a Beyonce. That's the next concert.
She rolled by you?
No, that, look, my kids open the door, you know what I'm saying? He like, what's up? I don't care what you doing. Doors open, music blasting. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, it's going on. They partying. So Daryl, as far as you as a fan seeing the Norvell train come in, and you're like, at the time, I think that's when they was talking like a lot about Coach Prime going to Florida State, being hired.
He wasn't ready yet. Let Daryl tell it.
Right. I mean, but how do you feel in hindsight, looking like, man, Coach Prime was talking about it like recruiting wise. I know everybody else was like, I pray to God Coach Prime don't go to Florida State, because that would recruiting. It won't be no recruiting in the state of Florida if you got to Florida State. Like, you're not getting nobody that he want. And then Norvell has 2, bad seasons, and it's like, did you look back and be like, dang, maybe we should have got him, or were you just like, Norvell's gonna pull it through? I just have faith.
I knew the state the team was in at that point, so I knew I wasn't expecting Norvell to come in and just turn it around immediately. I just kind of wanted to see the team start playing harder, because it seemed like during the Taggart era, it didn't seem like they would play as hard. Like, we would just get blown out by teams and everything like that. And then Norvell, they started losing close games, and it didn't seem like they had a whole bunch of talent on the team. And just to kind of win some close, then we started winning some close games, and that kind of made me feel a little better about the team. Started being in those big games versus just getting blown out every week. So, I believed in Norvell message, man, and I felt last year was going to be a good year. I didn't think they was going to win 10 games, but I thought it would be his best year. So, I kind of believed in this message.
Yeah, I think last year was his best year too.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Can we build on? That is the question.
They got to build off of the winning natty.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think
Georgia versus FSU first round. Lord,
I was going to say that Georgia versus FSU.
Well, we play in 2020. Well, we're supposed to play in 2025. Supposed to have a home and home, but now that you guys are moving, I don't know if they're going to keep that.
Yeah.
I hope they come to the SEC, man. I really do, because I really want Florida. I feel like Florida, Miami, and FSU should play each other annually, like some way, some shape, or form. You guys should play each other. Well. Nah, Miami and FSU don't play every year. I don't think. Do y'all?
No, they play. They play both of us every year.
Mm-hmm.
Miami and Florida don't play every year.
Miami and Florida don't play.
That's what it is. Yeah, that needs to happen.
Yeah. I think once the realignment stuff, I don't know where. I honestly don't know where Miami is going to shake.
Yeah, they might go to the Pac-12. So
even last year, I really thought Florida State would go to the Big Ten. I really saw it. I don't see them coming to the SEC. I'm not 100% against it as recruiting wise and all that. Of course not, because that having the SEC, being the SEC school, like Daryl said, in the state gives you that advantage. But
you ain't doing nothing with it.
I beg to differ. But yeah. So I mean, I really think the Big Ten, Florida State's going to be able to pick between they won. The more money's in the Big Ten, of course. I think it was $50 million a year over versus 30.
And that's what UCF going to get. UCF going to get that.
No, UCF going to Big 12.
From what I've been seeing, it's going to cost more to go to the Big Ten though, because their rights aren't owned by ESPN, so it'll cost more to go there.
No, hey, y'all got it. TJ says y'all got it. No. Another thing. I just got a question. This will be my last question because I'll keep y'all up here all day. How involved are the players with recruiting? Like, you see timelines, fan bases lose their shit when you don't get a recruit or a guy like what's my man no, not Lester, when Travis flipped last minute, stuff like that. Are the players invested in like the high school recruiting? Are y'all like talking to the players? Do y'all even like really care? Like, I mean, not care. I know you want your players, but is it like a they come
KJ
shit?
Bolden already in the damn locker room.
So like with recruiting, because like when I was getting recruited, like you come and you have a player like be your host, and he'll just show you around, like y'all go do different stuff, things like that. And but I mean, as far as like trying to help you get help, he gonna tell you like what it is, what it ain't, like the benefits that come in, like all that, how everything go, how the coaches is. And I mean, the rest on you. Like at the same time, I gotta worry about the team right now instead of worrying about a recruit coming in, and he can flip anytime he wants to. So you want him to come, like you try your best to like get him to come help you, but at the same time, you ain't just like begging him to come.
So y'all not in like heavy on the DMs, being like, "Yo, come,"
no.
type.
Okay. Ain't nobody doing that but y'all.
We don't do that. We don't do all that. I wish. Sometimes I wish they would. But
hey man, we appreciate you guys coming on, man. Saturday morning, especially after a night like TJ, it'd be tough to get up.
Yeah,
man.
And
do this. You know what I mean? You go out all night long and balling on somebody else's tab. You know what I mean? Getting up that Saturday morning at 10:30, but it'd be tough. Be rough. So no, man, we appreciate you guys coming on, man, talking it up with us. Shout out to both of you guys, man. If you guys would like, you can plug your social medias or anything else we got going on. Daryl, I'll go with you first, man. If you want to give the people how to reach, if you want to, now you ain't got to. It's totally on y'all, but we'll give y'all a chance to give the people y'all social media.
Yeah, I'm on IG, Rico Rich 704. That's me.
Ooh, TJ.
I'll be on Instagram mostly. My Instagram Davis_TJ1. I mean, if I see your request, if I check my request, I'll respond. But I don't really check my DMs like that. But
that boy got that blue check.
yeah.
KB.
Man,
we got? That's it, bro. We through.
That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I appreciate y'all coming up there, man. I had to throw the jersey on. Shout out to Steve, but I had to throw the jersey on to you know what I'm saying? Just cause, you know what I'm saying, we got the rivals in the building. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, I left with a little bit more respect for Mike than I came in with, and that's the goal. The goal is to leave with just a little bit more respect, man. It's cool to see the locker room is behind them. You know what I'm saying, from the beginning to end. It's paying off. Like Mike Norvell might be the blueprint as far as what happens when you give a coach time, instead of trying to run a guy out after 2 or 3 years. So it's cool, man. That's it. Video, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. Next week, I think we have them what's they call them birds? What's they call
the Idris? You talking about them? We're not bringing her. Are we bringing them Miami on? We're not gonna bring Miami on right after Florida State. I can't do this, bro. Not with you and the guests. I can't do that. So we're gonna have to skip it, bro. We're gonna skip it. We'll bring in Tennessee. We'll bring in somebody else, bro.
Tennessee. Oh yeah, bring in Tennessee because them boys is high off they drunk. They going off the goose off that 1 year, boy. So yeah, we can bring them on and bring them down to reality. Yeah, man. So we're gonna continue with this one, man. Like I say, football kicks off in the month. We're gonna try to. Hey, look, I'm always down to bring guys back, whether I gotta eat crow. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all had a good season, or y'all gotta eat crow because you know what I'm saying. Y'all talked it up. Either way, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna try to have you guys back, and so y'all can talk about y'all schools, man, the success or their other.
For sure.
I'm trying to come back for that when Florida played Florida State.
Oh yeah, both y'all.
I'm with it.
I'm
with it. Don't let it be a good season, boy. I'm in this thing.
Anything something pop out with Florida State, man, I always reach out to Daryl. He already know he's the first one to keep me plugged in. So, man, we got y'all locked in, man, with Florida State. When we reference the show, we're going to talk about y'all, too. So, that's who it is. Y'all represent Florida State for the show at this point. So, when we talk about FSU, that's who we're going to bring up. What we got there? What's that? The offensive lineman rating?
Man, that's last joint, man.
Cool. Okay.
But, yeah, man, we out, man. We 15 minutes over time. I ain't paying nobody bills. Till next time, we out.
Peace.